Diaz here on the Majors TV. We've got the NBA Finals starting tonight once again between the Cavs and Warriors. And it's the rubber match. It's the third meeting. Obviously, the Warriors taking the first meeting between these two teams. The Cavs having that miraculous comeback last season, and then here we are again with the Warriors being the favorites to win it all. I just want to talk about this morning what this means, what another Cavs-Warriors meeting in the finals means to the league in general, which I had this discussion with a friend the other day, whether or not, this ultimately was good for the NBA, seeing the Cavs and Warriors once again squaring off for the NBA title. And at first I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this isn't a good thing. We don't have any parity in the NBA, especially when you compare it to the NHL, when obviously the Penguins have been there before many times, and they're the reigning Stanley Cup champions, but the Predators haven't been there. Obviously the West has been, pretty much Chicago's, and the Predators made their, made an appearance, and they're continuing to make that appearance despite them losing last night and falling behind in the finals in the NHL, 2-0. So I was thinking to myself, and I was talking to my friend, that the Cavs and Warriors maybe wasn't such a good thing to see anymore, because maybe it was becoming tired to the NBA and the NBA fans and so on and so forth. However, when I got to thinking about it afterwards, the Cavs and Warriors is ultimately probably a pretty good thing for the league, considering what these two teams are. Yes, they are a team comprised of superstars. Obviously, you have LeBron James, Tristan Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and the list, in some essence goes on. But when you look at both of these teams too, where they come from, the cities that they come from, these aren't big market teams. I mean, these aren't your LAs or your Chicagos or your New Yorks or, even your Miamis. I mean, this is Golden State, Oakland, California, and Cleveland once again in the NBA Finals. And it's not like either of these teams went out and bought their teams, bought their respective teams. It's not like what Miami did with with their big three, now several years ago, or what New York tried to do with Carmelo, or the Clippers. And I know the Clippers have gone to the not gone to the finals, but have gone to the NBA playoffs, with Jordan and Blake Griffin and CP3, but they haven't done anything in the finals, not in the finals, but in the playoffs. They've gone and they've sputtered out. Same thing goes with Boston. Well, this season Boston was, I think Boston is on the upturn here. Obviously, Brad Stevens, I think, is doing great things for them, but it's not like Boston has been a team that has been dominating the Eastern Conference or anything like that. It's been Cleveland and Golden State, and before Golden State, it was San Antonio. So it's really kind of funny that that's what we're seeing in the NBA, considering what we've seen in the past not too long ago was a league that seemed like they were trying to direct themselves to these super big market teams. And again, like I was alluding to just a second ago, Cleveland's roster and Golden State's roster, it's not like they were, comprised of guys that they went off and they acquired on the free agent market and they just, spent a bunch of money for. They got these guys really through draft. Through drafting, and I think that goes to show how important that's becoming in the NBA, especially for these lower market teams. Cleveland drafted Kyrie Irving. Obviously, they went out and signed Kevin Love, but they also drafted LeBron James, and he left and he came back. But when you look at a guy like Kevin Love, he came to Cleveland ultimately because of how they were able to draft. Same thing goes with the Golden State and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant went to Golden State ultimately because of the way that Golden State was able to draft and was able to build their team through there. If Golden State didn't draft, Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or Draymond Green, then are we certain that Kevin Durant would eventually make his way to Golden State, coming over from a small market team where he had success with in Oklahoma City, who is one of the best guards in the entire league also, and Russell Westbrook? But I think that there's a lot to show for that. And yes, it may be kind of hard on that surface to make the argument that the NBA, that this is good for the NBA, seeing the Cavs and Warriors back at it again. But when you really dig deep into it, I think that it is a good thing, considering, everything that I just mentioned. How these rosters were built and where these teams are ultimately located. And I think that does give a lot of hope for these other smaller market teams around the league that maybe, can't go out on the free agent market and spend a bunch of money for big name free agents, but, work it through the draft and try to attract that big name free agent based on who you're able to, build your roster with. And you saw it this morning, too. Kevin Durant is willing to take less money to stay with the Warriors if it's able to keep the core together. And that, and Kevin Durant is obviously one of the good guys in the NBA. I don't think he's been one to obviously go off and just look for the paycheck or anything like that. Not that makes you a bad guy. But I think that just goes to show, if you're able to build your team the right way, if you're able to, build through the draft and get those players who are going to make your team successful through the draft, you're going to be able to eventually get big name free agents to come your way. So anyways, that's going to do it for me this morning. Again, enjoy the NBA, enjoy Game 1, everybody, of the finals tonight. I'll be back again with you next week on Thursday. In the meantime, you can go off and check out our YouTube page for The Majors TV at youtube.com/TheMajorsTV. You can also check us out on Twitter at The Majors TV. You can check me out on Twitter at TMSNXAdam. Check out our website as well, themajors.net. So until next time, everybody, I'm Adam Hernandez. Bye for now.